I'm not right. I'm not going on Instagram, and I'm not going on Twitter, and I'm not going on fucking TikTok. And maybe I might even leave Facebook as well. It's too fucked up. And I'm not gonna see the NHS much really. If I can help it, I'm gonna not go near them. I'm gonna use Nurofen for the pain. And I'm gonna sell this phone. Well, I don't know how to say that.
Baby, why you playing these games? Baby, why don't you say my name? Silly things you do got me wanting to post it. Definitely not the one that I choose with. They're making excuses. Shame on me. Now I get back in me. Shame on me. Shame on me. I make you less than she. And I let you see. Shame on me. Shame on me. Shame on me. Now I get back in me. Shame on me. Shame on me. You make me feel less than she. And I let you see. Shame on me. Shame on me. Shame on me.
Yeah, on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, there's liars, beggars, and scammers. Fucking, oh my god. And if you're a nice guy or woman or whatever, someone's going to use you and just don't give a fuck about you, and you'll probably get robbed, and then you'll find Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok will fucking just abuse you as well with their guidelines and all that shit. You know what I mean? Fuck me, I'll tell you. And they block you and mute you and fucking piss you right off. But you don't get it on YouTube. YouTube's alright. But like I say, not many people give a fuck. You know, this is it. I ain't as many people on YouTube at all, really. I don't really care. Life was better without the internet. It was much better. British were British, and all these other little bastards fucking they can fuck off. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bloke who gives me weed, I don't know what he's going to do because you know what I mean. I'm not even on Instagram no more. That's it. I don't want to. I'm pissed off of it. And I found I had a Gordon 278 or whatever the fuck it was. I deleted that as well. That was on Instagram. That's gone. It's all fun, isn't it? Real Stone Radio, I mean, it's fun. But it's been copied. Someone's using it already, that name. You know what I mean? Everybody can be the Real Stone Radio if they want. I don't give a damn. I don't care. Oh, 34 minutes. Well, that's all right. Balance. Yeah.
How long will you let go? I guess we never know. Just hold on, keep Why wait if you can't go? I think we both know. Just hold on. You keep calling on. And living through this phase, so be still and take your time. Nothing can stop us, nothing can say. And we got each other, we conquer this. And nothing can stop us, no one can stop us.
Hello?
We know that it's wrong to hide from the truth, even though you try too hard to fake it. You know what you want, don't hold on to dreams, just hold on. You keep going on. And we've been through this phase, so be still and take your time. Nothing can stop us, nothing can stop. And we got each other, we conquer this. Nothing can stop us, no one can stop us.
Saja teralihkan peristiwa alam berseri-seri berarti berikai ramah-ramah bertajuk cahaya cinta surya di cakrawala
Selalu berseri, alam indah bermainkan peristiwa. Bersara senyum tawa, halus sejuk nyawa, wajah pagi membawa, burung berkicau ria, bermandi lampu surya.
syukur kehadiran yang maha pencipta atas anugerahnya tanah di malam.
Sukacita, sandi bersada yang amat sentosa, damai makmur merdeka di setiap masa. Bersyukurlah kita semua.
Hello. Can you tell me how much more I've got on my account? My account number. I'll send all that out. What it is, I've got 3 phones, but they're all personal. They're not working. They're not business or anything. I was actually harassing the contracts. So I've decided to keep the 2 3 SIMs, and I've now gone from O2 to Vodafone. Because O2 harassed me into contracts, and it took about 9 years to get rid of them. I'm still with the same email address. I've had that for years. Right, you want my account? 511 48360. Oh no, hang on, sorry. No, sorry. 511 7. 511 78360. 309294. Gordon Thomas Road. Yeah. Yesterday I think I've got I think it was £30 or £40, something like that. I also got coffee shop. I went to the coffee shop. Yeah, 397. That's the benefit. Yeah, that's the benefit. I paid 80. I paid 80 something pounds yesterday. Sorry. 20. I know I paid £81. It was like 80 something. It was creation. Oh, standing order. Standing order. That's £10 nationwide. Yeah, the standing order is £10 nationwide. Oh, 26.37. Was that direct debit? Yeah, I got it. See, my brain was bleeding 2016, and my memory was terrible, really was bad. Yeah. 8th of August 1967. Yeah, there's nothing to come out now, is it? That's exactly how much I've got to spend now. Actually. I paid creation yesterday. That was £80. I give money to Blind Children UK. That's £5. I'll give I think it's £3.50 to the Animal Trust and Air Ambulance. I'm not sure how much they get, but they do get a donation. Um, uh, I've always been paying my gas and electric. That could be British Gas, maybe, I don't know. And there's Talk. I've been paying Talk for years. Well, what it is. I've been coerced into contracts which I didn't really want. So I think it's O2 I'm going to be saying goodbye to early. I'm going to get adult social care to help me with this. I was coerced and harassed into a contract with Free Network. But I've decided to use them because they're in London. So as I've got 3 phones, I'll just keep 2 with Free Network and 1 with Vodafone. And I've got an iPad, I've got a Windows computer, I've got the iPhone SE, I've got the iPhone 11 Pro Max and the iPhone 12 Pro Max. I want them to all be personal accounts and not really business, because I'm not really in business. It's sad to say, but I come into myself in London. I have RHD channels for 40 years. I know how well I was and how good I was, and I looked after a lot of families. I left them all happy. And I've been in touch so I've been really good over the years. But like I say, I've been misdiagnosed. I've been chucked around by the NHS, so now I'm trying to deal with my upset and I'm just annoyed. I've got police on my side that hasn't care about me. And they apologise because they say it was Boris Johnson that's saying what they've got to do and this and that. I just can't believe the way it is with the NHS. I don't know if you heard the news yesterday, 201 babies dead in a hospital. I mean, it's crazy. Yeah. No, it's not. You don't know what you're going to get into. I looked after a family next door to my mother because my mother didn't like the children. And my mother was letting everybody come into the house and smoke cannabis. And my brothers were drug dealers, you know, and drinking too much and everything like that. But I was always focused. And when I was a piano man, I was always drinking tea and coffee. I don't drink any alcohol at all. You know, so I don't think I'll ever drink. You know, I remember I used to moan that people drinking, and you know. Anyway, we can be talking forever. So I've got about 50 quid until tomorrow, and tomorrow I'll be getting £608. Yeah. But that's all right then. That's great. I'll probably get a taxi and go get myself a breakfast. Yeah. So is it okay to have all 3 phones on the same personal situation? Because I think it's all right actually. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because it was. I think I was talking to the bank a little while ago, and she says you've got to have one that's work, and one's personal or something. For using the banking app. But I don't really want to use the work business app or nothing because I'm not really in business. You know, this is it. Yeah. Well, shall I say goodbye? Have a great day. You know, enjoy the summer. Thank you very much. Oh, and Roxanne, right? Find out whoever that Roxanne is, right? She is spot on, perfect. She realised I had no money, and she gave me £15. Lloyd's Bank give me £15 thanks to Roxanne, and she gave me £10 for the inconvenience because my phone wouldn't. It wouldn't read the check, I had to get a check down to the bank, and she made it happen. But like I say, I've been talking about an overdraft, and another guy who's I don't know if you know what rebuttals is. It was just like when you get he's saying no, and I'm saying yes, and he's saying no, and I'm saying yes, and because I've always paid my overdraft, with Nationwide, so. Yeah, I mean, I walked away from NatWest because all they wanted was home insurance money, and they would never say yes to an overdraft. It was crazy. And I know when I went on to Lloyd's, they promised me after about 3 to 6 months I'll probably get an overdraft, but it's not happened yet. It's not happened at all yet. Yeah. Well, I'm definitely going now. I'm going now. Thank you very much. Cheers, son. Bye-bye. Lloyd's Bank. Oop, oop, oop. Gordon White. Yeah. it's sometimes it's difficult to get focused when everybody's fucking your brain up. You know, I've had NHS fuck my brain up, 100%. Oh yeah, fucking right there. They're control freaks, and what the problem is we got young people working, you know, like but no experience. They got no experience, you know. The Real Stone Raver Industries. How does that sound? No, actually, the Real Stone Raver. It's just a name. That's all it is. It's a name I come up with. You know, I come up with that, and I know when I sort it out, you know, and all that. But everybody wanted to be the Real Stone Raver. Everybody wanted to copy me. You know, fucking. Oh my god. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. It's absolute bollocks. It was just making me annoyed. It was making me annoyed. It was honestly. So everything's going to be on YouTube now. So you know, what can I say? Believe in yourself. This is it. Hello? Yes. I'm very happy with the service. I want Roxanne to get promoted. She should be a supervisor. Um, yeah, you should get her into a bank and let her be a supervisor. She's a very professional woman. She's about the same age as my daughter, and I respect her 100%. Helpful, yes, very helpful. Still got paint around here. Fucking hell. Oh my god. Oh. Oh.
Now, Charlotte, there's so many alarming things about this report, but in amongst them, and I'm not sort of highlighting one above the other, is how people like you, women who are in these situations, were asking questions, were saying things to the staff who are looking after them and were being ignored. Now, that must be something that corresponds with your experience.
Yeah, by the time that Adam and I were finally discharged from Shrewsbury Hospital, I was an inpatient for 18 days and he for 23 days. What they said to me is that I'm sure you're feeling quite overwhelmed at the moment, but if you ever have any questions in the future, just come back and talk to us. And that was it. So you've got a full-term baby after a healthy pregnancy that ends up in that state, and it's just, if you have some questions, come back to us. And we were overwhelmed at the time, it's true, but by the time we were able to start asking questions, it was, that's just not good enough. But we genuinely thought at that point, as so many did, that we were alone, that it was a fluke, and that if anything, because Group B strep is carried in the mother's body, that it must have been my fault. And it wasn't until much later that we started asking questions about the care from the hospital.
Charlotte, I've heard one or two of the other people who've been involved with the trust who very sadly lost their babies, who said that for the first time they're able to mourn, which is such an awful thought that all this time has passed. It could be many, many years and they've not had that opportunity before. I mean, I know it's different for you because you have Adam, but I guess is it a moment for you when you can at least somehow you can relax a bit, you can stop worrying about that part of it?
Well, yes and no. In certain respects, it's perfectly true that you could argue I'm one of the lucky ones in the sense that I brought Adam home. But at the same time, as much as he is my beautiful boy and I love him, there's still always a grief over how could things have been different. And certainly for the first 3 years after his birth, as we continued to receive diagnosis after diagnosis after diagnosis, it was almost like being hit by.
I'm going to campaign against the NHS. I'm going to protest against the
yes,
NHS.
It's perfectly true that the families whose babies tragically died,
they killed
have had an
babies.
experience of grief. I have as well. It's just been different. But something about receiving this report, as you indicated at the beginning, it just finally feels as though we're being heard rather than just brushed under the carpet as historic or legacy cases, that what happened to us and to our children matters.
Yeah. My child, I don't know where she could be right now. And I've got grandchildren, can't see them now because the NHS are fucking fucked up.
You probably know anecdotally from talking to people who don't have direct contact as you have, who are worried about, their families, their wives, their sisters who are having babies now. And they're thinking, well, how can I be sure that this is not still happening? And I guess that moving forward now, that's the big question that those people who work in healthcare have to answer.
And I think that was one of the really disturbing things that came out of what Donna Ockenden said yesterday, that even now, this month, there are still families and staff members who have been contacting her and the review team, still expressing concerns over current situations, not past ones. So even though this report is here about my family and others, this isn't over.
Families
and certainly for me,
ruined,
the key
destroyed
that
by the
is
NHS.
What's next? What is the action that's going to follow the words? Because I'm incredibly grateful to Donna and her team for doing this. And at the same time, we now need to see the action going forward.
Charlotte, thank you so much for speaking to us once again, and good luck with future. And I know good luck with Adam as well, because I think he's there with you somewhere. But lovely to speak to you this morning.
Yes, he's just upstairs occupying himself.
Okay, lovely. Thank you so much, Charlotte.
We did contact the Shrewsbury and Telford Hospital and NHS Trust. It says it's not going to comment on individual cases. The Chief Executive, Louise Barnett, said, "We offer our wholehearted apologies for the pain and distress caused by our failings as a trust."
So let's see, time now is 8:41. We're going to talk about one of Britain's favourite dishes now, fish and chips. There is some concern that quite a few fish and chip shops will be struggling with the cost of everything, just like all other industries.
So we're going to look at that. Ben's going to take a look at that. He's in Fleetwood, but also he's going to show us exactly how our fish and chips get to our newspaper, containers, plates, whatever, as long as they're a fish and chips. Hi, Ben.
Hello, a very good morning. It's a treat for many of us, isn't it? Fish and chips, maybe once a week or perhaps a bit less frequently these days. Welcome to this fish and chip processing factory in Blackpool. Here, look, Brendan, Ben, they're busy filleting the haddock, slicing it up, which will eventually make its way to the chippies and hopefully onto your dinner plate. But let me just demonstrate the pressures the industry is facing. This box of cod used to cost £100. It's now £250. That's a 150% increase. So much pressure on the industry. They may have to put prices up for us as customers. Some chippies may give up and close altogether. We're also being asked to consider other options, perhaps halibut as an alternative, or other types of fish as well. I was speaking to businesses and customers to find out what they make of how the cost of living
Chip shop up the road, Chip Stop Chippy, he robs me. He's like, fucking hell, it's so expensive, I can't believe it.
Cheap, cheap anymore. They are not. Regular cod and chips, mushy peas, and a ketchup, please.
It's not just chips that are getting more expensive. At Tom's family's shop in Blackpool, everything is costing them more.
Peas, potatoes, fish, pretty much everything has gone up. Our peas have gone up over 100% a bag. It's gone from around £8 to £18, and that's not including VAT. So you're VAT on top of that. We've never had anything go up so much in such a short space of time.
Sunflower oil to fry the fish, fertilizer to help grow the potatoes, and even wheat in the batter. Ukraine and Russia are big exporters of lots of the ingredients in the nation's favourite dish. Fish and chips on the beach, it's a British institution, but most of the cod and haddock sold in our chippies isn't actually caught in these waters. More than a third of it is imported from Russia. So, with sanctions and the hunt for alternative sources, the price of white fish has soared.
We're hoping that we don't have to put our prices up too much. There's going to be a small increase for sure. We've opened all day, every day for 30 years. We've thrived on being open all day, every day. And we're starting to think that dinner times are going to have to be cut down, maybe 2 till 4 every day. Or we're going to have to start doing something different, which we don't know what that is yet.
Cost of fish and chips, have you noticed any difference? Have you noticed it a bit more expensive? Has it put you off at all?
We can't just stop everything, otherwise businesses will just go, and that will be very, very unfair. So yes, we will go. We may not go as often, but we will go.
From a normal fish and chip shop, what is it now, £10?
We just have fish and chips and what you please. Well,
Was it what-
£5.50, hey, nice.
From tomorrow, fish and chip shops across the country will also have to manage increases to the minimum wage and higher VAT at the same time as their customers' personal finances are also being squeezed further. And what about the VAT rise? What does that mean for you?
It's catastrophic. Our profit margins are already very minimal, and now they're taking another 5%. Speaks for itself, really. The money's just not there. I want it to carry on. This is my home. This is the only place I've ever lived for 30 years. I don't want to leave. It'd be sad to leave. It'd be sad to see somebody else with it. If somebody else could do it, then we can do it. So we'll carry it on, hopefully.
Well, you've seen the fish filleting bit of the process. What goes with the fish? The chips, of course. This is them bagged up and ready to go out to the shops once they've been through this machine. Let's find out about the pressures the industry is under now. We can speak to Andrew Crook from the National Federation of Fish Fryers. That's a tongue twister for this time of the morning, Andrew, isn't it? How bad are the pressures the industry is facing now?
It's the worst we've ever seen in 160 years. The cost of fish, oil's going up in price, obviously energy prices. Tomorrow we've got VAT going back up to 20%, so that's another 7.5% we're going to have to find from somewhere. So yeah, it's a very worrying time.
I was mentioning through there where they're filleting the fish, people perhaps choosing other options. Problem is, some other options will be more expensive, and some types of fish, are people really go and ask for tilapia and chips?
In the past, no, but I think maybe we have to be a bit more adventurous and encourage customers to look at different species. So tilapia is probably an extreme, but there's other species such as hake, even langoustine, which they go great with chips. So quite a few fish and chip shops already sell them as a posh scampi.
Okay. When it comes to the VAT increase, from Friday, it'll go back up to 20%. It was only ever a temporary thing at 12.5%. What are your customers, what are the shops you represent saying to you about the effect of that?
It's going to be catastrophic. It's the straw that breaks the camel's back. Unfortunately, VAT at 20% has always been really difficult. It's too much. There's a lot of shops that trade under the threshold as well, which makes it more difficult for those that don't. A lot of European countries have a lower rate of VAT of hospitality, which is what we're calling for. I've just been on the radio with Kate Nichols from UK Hospitality, and she's very keen for that as well. So I think there's a very good argument to keep VAT at a lower rate for hospitality and encourage growth.
Okay. Andrew, thank you very much. Andrew Cook there. I've been clutching this bag of chips. They're obviously uncooked. I'll find somewhere to put them. It's actually a bright sunny day. I wouldn't mind going sitting down on the beach and having some chips. It's just what sauce goes with it. Brown sauce, ketchup, vinegar, salt. I'll leave it to you guys to decide.
Tabasco.
Who has Tabasco? Who has Tabasco now? Yet?
I tell you what, you'd be amazed. Tabasco is fantastic on chips. Best thing ever. Can't leave ketchup, don't worry.
I think the first problem is to find a deep fat fryer somewhere randomly to cook his chips. Wandering around
And
these
you can eat all those chips on toast.
big bag of chips.
Very much. Oh, I'm taking that morning.
I've had Tabasco on a chip.
Yes, thank you.
Actually, I've got Tabasco on anything.
Yes, okay. Omelets, eggs, right. Then we can get this started.
Porridge.
Maybe.
Why not? Done that case and tried it. Morning, everyone. It's cold out there. Some of us are seeing sleet, snow. It's
Hello,
frosty,
it's Gordon
icy in
White,
places as well.
61
But
Cox Road.
we also have a good mix of sunny spells out there. I think many of us will see
I've
that
just
sort of
watched a
combination
pre.
as we head through the day.
I'll just turn this down. That's the TV, the news. It was live on Newport. A priest, a lady, and she's disgusted with the NHS, and I'm disgusted with the NHS. I still haven't had my hernia removed, and I've been treated like a prisoner. No one's investigated my life, and my brother was a drug dealer, and my mother allowed the drugs to be sold from her house, and she's still in the same house. It's because the police and the NHS work together. So I'm going to keep two Real Stone Raver sim contracts. I've deleted Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok because there's too much scams and liars on there. Dark people with ladies' pictures just trying to get money out of you. Yeah. Well, I do need the operation, but I don't trust anyone. So I'm actually going to wait until I get someone like Julie to come along with me into the hospital and get me out of the hospital. I called 999 in absolute agony, and I actually got sectioned. I sent a few emails and I got straight out of there that time. But I've been abused by people coming to my home. All your medication. In the section units when they give you loads of medication. Well, it's all in the bin. I don't want it. I'm not going to use it. Yes. I've got Nurofen. It helps me with the pain. And that's all I want. For many years, I never even had any medication. I didn't need it, and I still don't need it. I'm a genuine guy, okay, and I'm not going to get angry and upset and annoyed with people. I'm just going to get off Instagram, get off Facebook, and get off TikTok. And just be on YouTube. We're live on YouTube. I've been with YouTube for quite a long time, and I've never had any troubles. Yes, I am. Yes. I'm focused. I'm dedicated and keen. I'm going to try and have with people around. But like I say, I mean, I'm not going to get abused and dragged around the country. It's not going to happen no more. If I go into another section unit, then obviously, well, what can I do? I mean, you're just going to abuse me all the time forever. I mean, well, it's not you. It's someone else. Let me think now. Dr. Courtney, he's a good man. He actually got me straight out of the hospital. But he wanted me to have the depot injection. Now that's got to stop because that's bribery. I've got human rights. I've got freedom of speech, and I can say what I want. I understand people don't like the word nigger because if you go to America, they're everywhere saying that everywhere. I've got friends in America and New York. They're all going to miss me because I've deleted Instagram. That's right. Yeah, I was having fun, but I think I've got to get serious now and start looking at what's going on. It's on the television. It's on the television about the abuse. Shrewsbury Hospital, 201 babies dead. All right, bye.
Well, she is
That sounds nice, isn't it?
Yeah, she's a good leader. I think the thing about fronting the band, like Chrissy, for example, when I was like 24, I think, and I'm walking up on stage to play front of mixage, play like 100,000 people. You want the person right at the front to be like, I've got this. And I sort of hopefully, I don't know if my band would agree, but in my own way, trying to do that kind of thing. It's good. I think it's so lovely. I mean, the last 10 years or so, I built up with the solo stuff. I really built up kind of good relationship with managers. I think it might sound a bit obvious, but I think they know that I appreciate them.
Johnny, in a roundabout way, have you got an Oscar?
In a roundabout way, I guess I have. Yeah, why do I look different?
I'm just wondering if you get some kind of token gesture, because No Time to Die. This is the Billie Eilish No Time to Die, and you were involved in that. And
yeah, I played on the song. Yeah, yeah, that was an amazing thing of the night. See, when the Billie picks up the Oscar, when we did the song, the first thing was to make it sound great for the movie. That was the first criteria. And then second consideration, if we started with a great song to begin with, a very brave song in a sense, it was a great idea for you to do it. But then the second thing really, the line of it said that we weren't aware of the legacy of the Bond song. So really, it had to be decent.
Huge.
Yeah, because you've got a heritage of all of that. And so I had to look at the movie. We knew that, we were up against a lot of these classic songs. And then also, I had to still sing the Billie Eilish record, very important. And the film did very well, which was great. It's like really successful, and then the song did well. So when all that was done, I was like, right, okay, job done. I was in a million years thinking about getting an Oscar. So we knew that with the moment and the phone was well, and it was like,
Do you get one? Do you get one?
I'm not sure. Maybe I could borrow Billy's for a bit.
yeah, quite right.
She's got loads of them.
Tell us about your new music, because you've got a new album out yourself.
Yeah, I've got an album called Fever Dreams Parts 1 to 4. It came out a few weeks ago. It felt like a long time coming. I started writing it just before the pandemic. And it was called Fever Dreams then.
What's a fever dream?
Well, delirium. So it's, I suppose, a fever dream is, if you've got terrible flu, or dare I say, COVID or whatever, you're delirious.
But it wasn't written COVID related. It was just some odd happenstance.
Exactly, yeah. But it turns out that, as I said, I started just before the pandemic, and I had this idea of fever dreams I kind of had this idea a little bit that sometimes that's what life is like as a human. It's sometimes confusing, the business of being a human being, the predicament sometimes of the way other people are. Usually it's all other people. But this idea of what it is to be a human being, good and bad, and that was, I decided that's what I was going to be writing about. And then, of course, we went into this thing we've all been on, the planet we've all been through, and that gave me plenty of material to write about.
Tell you what, you're thinking about the big stuff, aren't you? If you're thinking about what it is to be a human being,
you've got to sing about something.
yeah, that's the big stuff. You're getting more philosophical as you get older, dare I say it.
Well, when I started with the solo stuff and I was writing the lyrics, I did everything in my power to not sing about myself, to avoid singing about myself. It's not because I'm particularly shy or whatever, but I didn't like the idea of, I thought there was plenty of other people who were doing that, who were sitting with an acoustic guitar. They could do it better than I could. So I thought, well, there's got to be areas for music where you're singing about other things like buildings and society and all kinds of different things. But this album's album 4 now, and then just as I was going into this album, once I heard this voice in the back of my head saying, you've got to take on some of the big stuff, got to get it. You want to evolve record by record, you can't keep doing the same thing. And it's a little like, I don't know, running a marathon or something. Once you've sort of got the vision for it, and you think, well, I can't really chicken out now, I've got to sort of follow it through. So, and then the pandemic happened. So as I say, that gave me lots of material to sing about the human predicament, good and bad.
Do you know what I like, Johnny? Every time you said playing the guitar, you play the banjo. You've been going like that every time.
Yeah, right, yeah, well.
It's a miniature guitar.
It's a mini one, yeah.
Lovely to see you today. Been a lot of people very happy.
And you're touring, you've got the album in the top 5, I think, at the moment. It's all good.
Yeah, it is all good, yes. I feel very grateful. I mean, it's like 40 years since I started out making records, so I'm just still glad I got
Still love it.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, that's
it's
good
right.
to
Thank
hear.
you.
Johnny, thank you so much. Johnny Marr there. Johnny's new album, Fever Dreams Parts 1 to 4, is of course out now.
You're watching BBC Breakfast Time now. It's 8:59.
Now, after a career spanning more than 2 decades, playing the lead role in some of Hollywood's biggest blockbusters, Bruce Willis has announced his retirement from acting.
The 67-year-old, who's best known, of course, for starring in Die Hard films, has been diagnosed with aphasia, a type of brain disorder which affects a person's ability to speak and write. Peter Bowes has this report.
So are you late about here? About the past 6 months. Why'd you come with him, man? What's up? He's a New York cop.
Bruce Willis in his signature role as the New York detective John McClane in the Die Hard films. He became a huge star in the 1980s. A tough guy action hero, a one-of-a-kind movie star.
Sorry, I didn't get that message. Mayday, terrorists have seized the Nakatomi Plaza.
This channel is reserved for emergency calls only.
I sound like I'm ordering a pizza!
He appeared in more than 100 films, but now Bruce Willis is being forced into retirement by a debilitating illness. The news came in a statement posted in social media by his family, including his wife, Emma Henning Willis, and his ex-wife, Demi Moore. Our beloved Bruce has been experiencing some health issues and has recently been diagnosed with aphasia, which is impacting his cognitive abilities. As a result of this, and with much consideration, Bruce is stepping away from the career that has meant so much to him. The condition impedes a person's ability to communicate, with difficulties speaking and writing, and the inability to understand language.
Aphasia is probably one of the worst neurological symptoms because if it's targeted specifically at that language processing, people could be awake and alert and interactive, but to lose that ability, it's extremely frustrating and makes it very difficult for people to cope with daily life.
Just the one I want to see.
Just the man I wanted to see.
Matty Hayes, I would like you to meet.
Bruce Willis's career started in television. In Moonlighting, he starred opposite Sybil Shepherd and won his first Emmy as David Addison, the wisecracking head of a Los Angeles detective agency.
Newspapers all over the TV. What case has Meryl Streep practicing an American accent?
Got me.
Hope it's hard, isn't it?
As a movie star, Bruce Willis has been hugely prolific. There have been some flops, but plenty of blockbusters, like Quentin Tarantino's black comedy Pulp Fiction.
That's how you're gonna beat him, Butch. Keep underestimating.
As an actor and pop culture icon, Bruce Willis has been a familiar face on the red carpet circuit for decades. His marriage to Demi Moore ended in divorce, but they're still good friends. Many fans have turned out to pay their own tributes, selfies on the actor's star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame, and posts in social media to honour Willis's career. Longtime friend Sylvester Stallone tweeted, "We go back a long way, praying for the best for you and your wonderful family." In their statement, the actor's family said it was a challenging time and they wanted to thank people for their love, compassion and support. Peter Bowes, BBC News, Los Angeles.
There are people of a certain age and who like certain films who love Bruce Willis. I'm one of those. And although it's sad not to see him acting anymore. Obviously, he's got his priorities, he's got his family. There are going to be people who are going to go back home today or this evening and just get out an LTV, an old Bruce Willis film or Formula One, whatever. That career just has so many brilliant.
And if you're old enough to remember Moonlighting, which is right at the beginning,
If
it
you
still
don't-
works. The banter in that show still works now.
If you don't, look it up. Fabulous. Funny. Probably very on PC now.
Possibly.
Very much so. Brief look at the headlines where you are this morning. See you shortly.
Hello, I'm David Allard. BT has paused a controversial programme to replace all landline phones with digital ones after South Today viewers raised safety concerns. Traditional phones using copper wires continue to work during a power cut, but fibre optic ones don't. It's feared that could leave people in areas where there's poor mobile phone coverage completely cut off in an emergency. BT has apologised, But critics say for some customers who've already been switched, the rethink has come too late. Tributes have been paid to a former Deputy Chief Constable of Hampshire Police who's been found dead at his home. Simon Cole had retired as Chief Constable of Leicestershire 2 weeks ago. Prior to that role, the 55-year-old spent 7 years at the Hampshire Force. People aged over 75 in the south are being encouraged to take up the offer of a fourth vaccine against COVID-19. 300,000 people across Hampshire and the Isle of Wight alone are eligible for the top-up jab. So far, more than 24,000 have had it. The NHS will contact those who qualify. Quick look at today's weather. This morning will be unsettled with a mix of sunny spells, patchy
Don't
clouds,
trust the
and a few
NHS.
sharp showers, possibly wintry in
NHS
places.
will kill you.
This afternoon will be drier with more in the way of sunshine. Top temperature today of 9 Celsius. That is it from the South Today team this morning. I'm here with the lunchtime news at 1:30. Now, though, it's back to Charlie and Naga in Salford. Have a good morning.
Welcome back. From tomorrow, the government will be offering grants of £5,000 to encourage people in England and Wales to replace their gas boilers with electric heat pumps.
Question is, how does that technology work? And is it worth the costs of paying up front? Our climate editor, Justin Rowlatt, has been looking into just that.
This is what the government wants you to do. Tear out your carbon dioxide spewing gas boiler and replace it with the electric alternative for heating your home, a heat pump. They're more climate friendly than gas and don't depend on supplies from despotic dictators.
There you go. What do you think?
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I thought it might be wider than that. I don't know why, but yeah, it looks really smart.
Well, they're not the most kind of exciting
Yeah.
things, are they?
No, but it's got an important job to do.
Yeah, it certainly has. Heating and hot water accounts for around 80% of the energy we use in our homes. And the government hopes that by 2028, in 6 years' time, 600,000 of us will be switching to heat pumps every year. So what is so great about them?
Well, the basic law of the universe is that heat flows from a hot thing to a cold thing. And so if we're going to actually harvest heat from the outside world, what we need is something really, really cold. And one way to do that is to take a liquid, like butane, for example. What we're going to do is we're actually going to expand it very fast. So watch, you'll see the liquid coming out. And as we do that, look at the temperature.
So here's a thermometer. It's gone down to minus 28, and it's getting colder and colder. Minus 38, minus 40, minus 41, minus 42, minus 43 degrees centigrade. So even if it's minus 5, minus 10, you've still got 30 degrees of warmth outside that you can harvest into your gas.
So you've drawn all this energy, and what it's done is it now warmed your gas back up again. And now comes the secret of the heat pump. What it's going to do is it's going to compress that gas. Let me just illustrate that with this piston here. We've got air inside, and when I press this down really fast, what that's going to do is it's going to heat up the air inside of the cotton wool so much, the cotton wool will ignite. And this is best done in a darkened room.
Oh, yes.
So you take that heat, and now you transfer it into your central heating system.
And because you've compressed it, it's gone back into being a liquid. It can come out the nozzle, get really cold, draw in the heat from outside, go back into the pump, become a liquid again, releasing its heat, and it goes round and round and round, right?
What's really brilliant about it is that because it's harvesting heat from the outside, you take 1 kilowatt hour of electricity, and what you end up with are 3 or 4 kilowatt hours of heat inside your house.
Let's just repeat that. For every unit of energy you put in, you get between 3 or 4 out. So if they're so much more efficient, why aren't we all scrambling? That is because we care.
Oh, it's time to say goodbye.
Things cost.
2 hours, that'll do.
Says Leah Robson, who's been installing heat pumps in South London for 9 years.
Oh, hang on, we got
gas prices are
1
around
minute.
4 times cheaper than electricity prices. So effectively, your efficiency in terms of cost is pretty much cancelled out.
What's more, heat pumps operate at lower temperatures than gas boilers, so you will need to make sure your home is well insulated, consider double glazing, and maybe beef up some of your radiators. Add in the fact that heat pumps cost more than twice as much as gas boilers, and you realise that even at current gas prices, they work out more expensive for virtually all of us. The idea is that the new grant scheme will help level up costs. Just one of the reasons energy companies say lots of people are asking about them.
Interest really spiked since the invasion of Ukraine, because I think people are saying to themselves, how do we get off gas? What can I do to get off gas? And heat pumps are not only the solution to reducing our gas usage, but over time they'll be cheaper too.
Yeah, but the point is, at the moment, Greg, they aren't. Much more expensive to put in and at least as expensive to run.
So what we've got to do is scale heat pumps and make them cheaper, so they don't need subsidies. They'll actually be a much more resilient way of heating our homes.
But that's going to take time. So why put one in now?
I'm not sure we are going to save money from doing this, but at least we'll know it's doing less damage to the environment. So it's paying us back in a different way.
And let's be honest, not everything is about money. Put it this way, you don't expect your new kitchen to turn a profit, do you?
Justin's with us now. Justin,